Welcome back to the channel. My name is James and I'm the lead coach of the Endeavor Network. And today we are concluding our current series on Coaching Uncut is the usual suspects. And what we've been discussing is the 4 reasons why a business would not engage having a coach. And today's reason is really quite simple. It's actually more based on misunderstanding of the relationship between having a coach on board and not. So or the what actually can you do for me that's going to help? All I see as a business owner is I'm going to pay a lot of money for you to talk to me, and I'm not sure I see that value. Okay, so in the prior couple of posts that I made here, I try to explain some of the things to discover after the agreement is struck, right? Like, most of the time people are hesitant because it's an intangible service in many respects. So yes, I do understand consulting part where it's a project and I'm producing a tangible deliverable, which we do. But the idea of coaching is an ongoing thing. So what I want to highlight here in this reason is, I said in the social media post, is the reason is I'm good, thanks. Which really can be a number of reasons why somebody would not engage a coach. One of them would be just outright pride. I know more than you do. Or I've done this and you haven't. Or I'm assuming you haven't. I don't know what your past experience is, coach, but I don't think you know as much as I do. That's one arrogant reason why they would not come into alignment together. Another one would be, I'm used to doing it by myself and nobody's doing it for me. I'm just going to continue on doing it the way I think it will be done. I think you remember I referred to in one of the prior videos is there's what you know and what you think you know. And people that operate in this I'm good thanks realm, they're probably operating in an assumption of what they think they know about coaches or what they've heard. Somebody said a bad experience or whatnot. And yes, I know there are bad experiences, but you know what? There are bad experiences with medical doctors. There are bad experiences with lawyers. There are bad experiences with people that you would normally put on a pedestal. It's everywhere, human nature. So what I'm trying to do is dispel the myths here and get past that objection of I don't want your service because I'm not comfortable or I don't understand how it's going to benefit. But if you don't engage in conversation, if you don't actually have that dialogue, how will you ever know? So in the prior video, I kind of shared a story about how one little adjustment to somebody's business actually increased their cash flow by almost 30% in a month. So, so the idea is I'm good, thanks. So there's that pride issue is I'm not open to new ideas. I don't like to be challenged. I'm very, I can do it. Or that other side of it that says nobody's doing it for me. I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing and stumble my way through. Well, there are things that you can do to make it a little less tedious or a little less of a grind if you only had that objective perspective, coming alongside of you. So in my posts, for this particular social media message, it was the idea that, hey, this is more about a partnership or a relationship rather than just what I know versus what you know. Most of the times when I'm coming in onto a new client, I have to affirm that we have to start on this foundation, is that I'm not here to compete with your experience. I'm not here to compete with your expertise. In fact, expertise many times is like that 360-degree field of view. You and I know what we know in the first 15, 20 degrees, but when we get into the peripheral vision, it's out here that we start mucking up. And so, a coach can be very good at helping you with your blind sides, right? Your peripheral vision in business. So that's one area. The partnership relationship is also, I had one particular guy, he says, I'm going to engage, an advertising specialist. And I have no trouble with specialists, but they're very expensive. And you're taking, whenever you're going to do mass marketing, it's a gamble anyway. You don't know. You only know by statistical, research and past experience, but you actually don't know for 100% sure that something's going to work. But they're going to pay a lot of money to get these pros with their experience. Now, he said to me, I'm going to do this. Why would I have you? And my only response is this. When you hire a business coach, the business coach is looking at the whole business. He's looking at walking with you shoulder to shoulder and guarding the whole business. There is one thing that we call in the industry called silo advisors. So if you hire an accountant, they do have specializations in their field, but that doesn't mean that they're good at every aspect of business. You may hire a lawyer and their advice is going to always point to things of a legal nature. So these are silo advisors, whereas the business coach is looking after you and the health of the entire business, or their field of view. Doesn't mean that they compete and are better than the specialists. No, in many times you'll look at your coach and say, what do you think I should do? Your coach is probably going to say, well, I think this would be a good time to bring in the lawyer to make sure that your buy-sell agreement is done properly, or your partnership agreements or shares, they're formulated correctly. You see? So if you don't know right off the get-go what to do, they're going to be able to help you pick the right kinds of advisorship to come in and help your business as it grows. But the personal nature there is, hey, listen, as a coach, your success is my success. And so I'm helping you to garden this business and all the aspects of growth by helping you set the environment for it to grow in, rather than just, I'm a tomato specialist, I'm this specialist, I'm that specialist. I think you get my point. Anyway, so I know it feels good to be confident and say, I'm good, thanks. But on the other side of it, you really don't know what you're missing when you put those walls up too quickly. Engage in the dialogue is my encouragement today. So if you haven't had a coach before, you find our content helpful, please feel free to like, subscribe, and share the video, but also reach out and connect with our email address. I would love to hear from you. All right. Thank you for watching this series. We'll see you in the next one.